So for this camp, in any given day, Ryan wakes up and he runs like Forrest Gump. And he doesn't have to, but he does.
I've ran without a t-shirt, and I don't know how long. I forgot how easy it was without a sauna suit.
8 miles to start each day. Sometimes more. Never less.
I start off my day with running because it helps me with my mentality and just helps me think about things. It's really good for my mental health as well. I need to cut weight, so running is the best form of cutting weight for me.
How many miles was that, Ryan?
8 miles, baby.
You know what sort of pace you got?
Yeah.
But it was fast.
But it was damn fast.
How you feel?
Amazing.
They say the potential for greatness lies within all of us. But only those who've achieved greatness can attest to the truth. That it is earned through discipline. Every day. No excuses.
Some boxers train just to improve their skills, but Bryan Garcia seems to be working to reclaim his reputation, and that creates a whole different level of pressure. After losing to Raleigh, the criticism was not only coming from the public, it felt deeply personal and hit him in a real way.
All right, Rhino. It's ready for the king, my brother.
Thank you.
Very well. Discipline is everything. Ryan's super disciplined. One day he says, hey, you gotta cut down on this, cut down on that. It goes down to him and how he's gonna cut his weight and how he's feeling.
Food is damn good. Carlos makes some good food. Weight's coming off, my body's performing well, and we're all doing a great job collaborating together to get the best result possible.
For dinner tonight, we got some little nice beef tenderloin, aka fillets. Right, got little mashed potatoes. We got our mushroom mix right here. We're gonna saute them with a little butter. We got our broccoli all blanched off. We're ready to fry everything. You have all the elements that he needs to be a top athlete.
I just monitor my eating, keep assessing myself every time I take a bite, see if it worked, if it was enough, if it wasn't enough, and then make adjustments. You gotta evaluate yourself and master yourself, because nobody's gonna know your body better than you.
You can notice it in the gym now. There is no outside noise, no wasted movement, no distractions, just hard work, and Henry Garcia watching closely like he can read every truth. Being back in camp with his father changes everything because there is no one there to just agree with him. If Ryan takes a shortcut, Henry catches it, and if his energy drops even a little, Henry knows it right away.
I'm training Sean, and with Ryan, of course, I'm the assistant trainer, co-trainer. But, you know, again, I'm their dad, so it doesn't matter. I mean, you know.
The vibes are amazing, baby.
For Ryan, the truth is it doesn't matter because he's too disciplined to let the weight or the next day weigh-in be a problem for him.
You think it's just a working out thing, but it's more of a mental battle. And Ryan's so accustomed to it at this point that I truly don't believe it's going to affect him in any way. He just has a mission and he knows what he needs to accomplish.
It's pretty much the same process, getting down to 140 and then understanding when you got to make that final cut. You don't want to do it too early because it's tough living in dehydration. That's why you have to pay attention to every moment, how much water intake, just so you can balance and make things a little bit more easier for yourself.
That kind of shift can change a person. After the Devin Haney fight, something clicked inside him, not in a loud dramatic way, but more like hitting a reset button. This version of him feels closer to the young fighter who used to fire that left hook with real hunger. The difference now is that he looks more controlled, still quick, still exciting to watch, but no longer forcing his moves or rushing his actions.
Good, best.
You've been with me too long.
Too long, baby. Right now, we're about 3 weeks away, so we're getting ready to get our peak phase, all the explosive work. We've been doing it 6 years now. So when he comes in, I see immediately where he's at, and that's how we break our workout out for that day.
Pain is, you can't do anything about it. You just have to accept it. The best move you could do is to keep going. If you're gonna stop during the workout, don't work out. Just wait for tomorrow. If your body needs that much rest, then get your ass home and sleep.
Everybody always wants to cut 5 to 10 pounds the last week of the fight, but during that week, you lose your strength. We ain't losing no strength. We doing this the right way. He's eating right. He has nutrition on point. We're doing the strength and conditioning on point. We're way ahead of schedule. We're ready to fight right now if we needed to, and we still got 3 weeks left. That's the crazy part. Keeping the focus, we're keeping it strong, we're keeping it powerful, we're keeping it explosive. Man, we're just excited for this fight.
The feeling in camp now is not about showing off, it is about earning trust. That matters against Mario Barrios, because he is not someone you beat with flashy moments, he is a tough challenge that needs smart answers. Ryan understands that one more mistake will turn the story against him in a bad way. So the focus has shifted to discipline instead of drama, fewer posts online, and more time in the ring. The Ryan people remember may be back, but this time he is more focused, more composed, and no longer treating it like a game.
This is where the hard work is done, so I don't mind it. Man, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
You know, like Muhammad Ali said, you know, you hate training, but you suffer so you can live the rest of your life as a champ. So that's why I think every time when I'm tired or anything, I'm just like, let's suffer, come on. Oh, it's good pain. Makes you grow. But I don't really get tired though.
If Ryan Camp feels like a mission to redeem himself, then on the other side it feels like calm strategy with quiet confidence. Mario Barrios is not training for a comeback story, he is carefully setting a trap. There are no big speeches, no emotional family moments, just steady punches hitting the heavy bag again and again while Joe Goosen watches closely like someone who understands what Ryan does best and also knows exactly where he can break.
Back in Mario's world, the gym is quieter. But don't mistake that for pain-free. Today is Strength and Conditioning with Coach Tony Brady, whose 2 decades of experience add another layer of expertise to Team Barrios.
This workout's gonna suck today. It usually always does, but I mean, you know, it's the work that's necessary for this fight. I mean, I'm thankful, you know, for Tony Brady, but at the same time, I hate seeing him in here.
Yes, Joe Goosen, the man who once helped build Ryan Game, is now planning the strategy against him, and that is not personal, it is smart, calculated thinking. Barrios has already faced serious battles. Gervonta Davis tested his chin and Manny Pacquiao pushed his patience to the limit. You do not go through fights like that and come out weak, you come out more measured, more aware, and fully prepared.
Barrios may not be backed by a money team, but his trainer, Hall of Fame tactician Virgil Hunter, helped Andre Ward, Amir Khan, Abner Mares, and others reach stardom, and will bring an edge in experience.
Mario, he's the type of kid that you enjoy coming to the gym for. He understands the importance of coming out and doing a full camp to give himself an opportunity to get in great shape and also to be able to work on some things. He'll make contact with the girls, okay? Okay. That's a tribute to his dedication and desire. You know, the count of the speed. It's a game plan, simple to win.
He is not the quickest fighter out there, and he is not flashy either, but he is tough in a way that can destroy someone game plan. Here is the hard truth: Barrios does not have to look spectacular, he just has to stay consistent. If Ryan tries to find his rhythm, Barrios will disrupt it, and if Ryan looks for space, Barrios will close the distance. This training camp is not built on hype, it is built on experience, and Goosen remembers every detail.
I go at my fighter, I look to win, and I predict victory.
I'm gonna do whatever it takes come June 26th to make sure that he isn't successful. It doesn't matter who you are, you know, I'm not giving up this belt.
This is where things get more intense because Tim Desert Storm Bradley steps in sounding like he is already walking around his living room calling the fight, saying he feels a knockout coming, and I am thinking say it clearly then. The second he mentions that Joe Goosen knows Ryan weak spot, I pay attention because that part is real and comes from inside knowledge. Bradley is basically saying Goosen has all the answers, and it is hard to argue with that. Then he switches gears and starts breaking Ryan down like a mechanic who is done ignoring the noise in the engine. He says Ryan is ordinary without his speed and left hook, and that gets people talking, but there is some truth there. We have all noticed the tall stance, the chin sitting high in the air, and the jab that drops low on the way back.
Mario Barrios can fight a little bit, fight off the back foot a little bit. You know, he can do a little bit of everything. Counter punch, you know, slip counters, blocking shoots, catching shoots. Like he got a bag. He does. He's average in every single department. Got a really good jab, a hell of a right hand, man. That right hand is gonna be money for him in this fight. I would also say the left hook, to be honest with you. I think one of the most ironic things about Ryan Garcia is you never want to hook with a hook.
Tim also says that Barrios' right hand could be the key, and that makes sense especially if Ryan keeps admiring his work after combinations like he is still posing for a viral clip. But I disagree with Tim a little when he says Ryan is only special because of speed and power, because that is like saying a Ferrari is only special because it is fast. That is the whole reason people respect it. Still, Bradley has a strong point. If Ryan cannot deal with a tough, disciplined and experienced fighter like Mario Barrios, then all the online hype will not protect his image. When Tim says the fight will not go the distance, I understand that too, not because it must turn wild, but because both men have flaws that can be exposed. Barrios tends to swell and Ryan leaves openings, and that mix can explode at any moment. Bradley is not trying to promote drama, he is challenging Ryan to show he is more than just speed and flash, and that pressure is what makes this fight feel so unpredictable.
Barrios does have some pop on his shots, and he has some counter-punching ability where I think he can hurt Ryan Garcia. Do I see this fight going a distance? I don't think this fight's going to go to distance. I think there's going to be a knockout in this fight. It's either going to be Ryan Garcia catching him as he's coming in, or vice versa. You know, you're going to have Barrios catching Ryan Garcia as he comes in, or even if he exits.
And just as Bradley starts talking knockouts, Wade Plemons steps in with a calm, sharp energy, saying let's actually break this down, and I like that because Wade is not shouting, he is analyzing. When he calls the face-off respectful, but intense, I agree, you can see Ryan trying to stay confident without losing control. Wade points out that the Raleigh loss was embarrassing, and yeah, that word hits hard, but sometimes you need that to create focus. Then he reminds us quietly that Barrios has his own struggles, 2 draws, and one against an older Monty Pacquiao. That is not domination, that is just survival. When Wade says nothing is guaranteed, that is when it gets real, because people act like these resumes are perfect, but they are not. Ryan's Haney win was reversed, the tank loss is clear, and his biggest clean victory is Luke Campbell. Barrios has faced big names too, but with mixed results.
Firing back and finds a way to, you know, make sure the gap ain't too far out. You know, so...
This is what pissed me off about Gervonta Davis. I was just thinking about this. Gervonta Davis has beaten Ryan Garcia, he's beaten Mario Barrios, and he's beaten Rolly Romero. And the dude can't keep his act together long enough to become an all-time great or one of the greats of this generation in the sport. I think the dude is so skilled, but he's such a up, dude.
He's one of those guys that's going to come to fight, you know, and we're going to have a great one on our hands. So he just seemed like the right person.
So now it is not about who is the greatest, but about who can fix their weaknesses faster. I like how Wade questions the idea that experience is everything. He even mentions Shakur, showing that experience alone does not stop a punch, fundamentals do. When Ryan talks about freestyle with technique, I laughed because that could be genius or chaos looking neat, and Wade points that out too, which I respect. Then Ryan talks about Joe Goosen like he is ready to devour the matchup that is either extreme confidence or risky play. Wade asks whether coaches make fighters or fighters make coaches, and that is the chess question no one wants to answer. Mario changing trainers could be growth or desperation. Ryan saying he knows what Joe is teaching is pure mind games. What really stands out is Wade saying this is legacy pressure for Ryan, this is not hype, this is about career direction. If Ryan wins, new doors open, if he loses, the story tightens. For Barrios, he is done being the almost guy in big fights, so now it is desperation versus proving himself. Bradley talks knockout, Wade talks tension, and I feel unpredictability, and when both admit one punch can change everything, you know this is not about being polite at the face-off, it is about who cracks first when the fight begins.
Get to a Conor Ben fight, you got to get through this one. And for Mario Barrios, he's had, like, the resume is phenomenal. Only problem is he doesn't win a lot of the biggest fights of his career, right? He loses to Gervonta, loses to Keith Thurman, draw with Abel Ramos, draw with Manny Pacquiao. Barrios needs that signature win in his career. He has the Ugas win. That's a big one. But Ryan Garcia would take him over the hump. And again, you could say that he and him being the champion, unifications are out there. Rolly Romero is there. Again, Devin Haney at 147. You have potentially a Conor Benn fight for the WBC belt. He can continue to put himself in position for massive.
And while Wade is analyzing everything like a strategist, Greg Hackett jumps in with no patience and shakes things up. Becky Cash asks him about Ryan versus Barrios, and Greg basically says it is a good fight, but is Ryan really focused, and that hits a nerve nobody wants to face. When he points out it is hard to take Ryan seriously right now because he is outside the gym doing everything but training, I understood that. It is not hate, it is holding him accountable. He is not attacking the promotion, he is questioning priorities. With February 21st coming fast, Greg asks, shouldn't Ryan already be in full fight mode, tunnel vision, and that is not trolling, that is fighter logic. Then he delivers that blunt line about boxing being a thin line between superstar and forgotten, and that is true. This sport does not reward loyalty. You make one mistake, and the same crowd that cheered you starts asking what went wrong.
You focusing on your craft, and that's what I was getting ready to say. This fight right here should be more focused and locked in, because if he wins world champion at 47, and he needs something like that. He never been world champion, right?
No, he's never been world champion.
So I don't know. I think he just hung up on the entertainment aspect of it, and you know, he is where he is. Like, I don't know. I really don't understand it, but I guess he's reached that point where it's hard to tell him. It's hard to tell him because he made so much money, and you know, he is a superstar. You know what I mean?
Now it gets interesting. Greg basically says if he were Barrios' manager, he might avoid this fight because beating Ryan right now does not have the same impact. It is a bold opinion, but it makes sense. If Ryan looks distracted and loses, people say he wasn't focused, but if he wins, you become the story. That is high risk with strange rewards. Then Greg also gives Barrios credit, saying after Tank he was not expected to rebuild like this, and that shows real respect. So now we have Ryan fueled by urgency, Barrios chasing validation, and Greg watching skeptically. The key is sometimes the harshest criticism becomes the strongest motivation. If Ryan takes it the right way, it is dangerous, and if he ignores it, that is dangerous too, but not for Barrios.
All he gotta do is comb his hair to the side, clean his face up, and he look like an innocent kid again. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's hard to take him serious. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't even fight. For real. If I was Barrios' manager, I wouldn't even have him fight that guy. Because you really, like, you beat him, but then it's like, all right, you beat Ryan Garcia, though. He's been beat before, and he's not taking the game serious. He beat you, you just a vic.
When you step back and look at it, this fight is no longer just about punches or combos, it is about handling pressure and proving identity. Ryan Garcia is trying to show he is still the main event, not a fighter who peaked too soon. Mario Barrios wants to turn being solid into being unstoppable. Bradley predicts a knockout. Wade sees legacy on the line, and Greg questions if Ryan is truly focused. Different opinions, same tension. This is more than a title, it is a test of reputation. If Ryan wins, his comeback story explodes. If Barrios wins, he finally escapes the almost guy label. The dangerous part is both have flaws that could ignite at any moment, making it unpredictable and intense. So now I ask you, is this the night Ryan proves his discipline is real, or will Barrios show the difference between hype and experience? Who cracks first when the action tightens? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Alert. See you next time.